Today I want to talk to you about depression. I'm sure you're familiar. Depression, the common cold of mental illness, affecting roughly 1 in 6 people over the course of a lifetime, and 350 million people worldwide. This is serious. But I've been getting so frustrated with the way people in general talk about mental illness. And I'm not just talking about the things people say like, just snap out of it, or just think positive and you'll feel better. I'm frustrated that people still talk about it like it's some mystical thing that has to do all with your feelings. Like, there's so much going on physically in your body. Some mental conditions show up on brain scans, hormone levels are involved, your body experiences a myriad of physical changes, etc. And it's not that the feelings or any emotional traumas don't matter in depression. That's not what I'm saying at all. But in some cases of long-term depression, mine included, the emotions or situations that were present when the illness developed have essentially subsided, and people are still left dealing with the residual effects of depression in their body. So I just want to give you some more things to think about. First off, let me reassure you that it is not all in your head. According to a study conducted by the World Health Organization, 69% of people who were diagnosed with depression initially went to their doctor for physical symptoms and had no idea that they even had depression. So the doctors run all these tests to rule out physical illnesses, etc., and end up finding that the patient is suffering from depression. Some common physical symptoms associated with depression are fatigue, decreased appetite, sleeping too much or too little, moving slowly or heavily, chest discomfort, muscle weakness or pain, headaches, feeling sick or nauseous, mental fog, decreased focus. And unfortunately, depression is the leading cause of disability worldwide. Depression costs the U.S. economy over $40 billion in productivity costs every single year. This means that many Americans are too sick to work several days out of the year, or worse, suddenly begin losing the ability to do their jobs because of the effects that depression has had on their body and their functioning. I recently finished my mental health first aid certification, and we were trained how to be an immediate responder in various crises, kind of how you would in a medical first aid course. People like to do a lot of differentiating between mental conditions and medical conditions. But the thing is, in serious cases, they are medical conditions. The longer you have a condition, the more the specific neural pathways that formed in your brain are reinforced, and they become part of your body's automatic response system. Now, part of treating mental illness is working to reverse those neural pathways and break unhealthy cognitive patterns, but it takes work. Your brain is an organ, a very complex and important one, and it can get sick just like any other organ. Let's talk neurotransmitters. Those nice little chemical messengers that transmit nerve impulses throughout our body and regulate a ton of vital processes. Mental illness can be caused simply by changes in brain chemistry. This could be due to sickness, car accident, other trauma. Someone I follow online got a horrible fever when she was 4 years old, and afterward her brain chemistry was completely different, and she got OCD and has lived with it ever since. So is it really all in your head, or is it a chemical illness? There are numerous studies on the effects of antidepressants on rats, lobsters, and animals with similar nervous systems to ours that show what a difference your neurotransmitter levels can make in your behavior and symptoms. That's why many medications that work with your serotonin, norepinephrine, dopamine, and other neurotransmitters can improve your physiology dramatically. This is my serotonin molecule necklace. It's cute and it reminds me to keep fighting. Can you see it? My serotonin regulation has improved so much over the last several years after finally finding the right combination of my medications. Disclaimer, this is just my personal experience. Prescription medications are not always the right path for everyone, and the treatment methods used to combat depression are as diverse and multifaceted as the pathology of the disease itself. Lastly, and I'm sure you've heard this phrase before, depression is neither a rich man's disease nor a poor man's disease. Depression does not discriminate. It is an illness that anyone can develop. This is evident because every country, culture, race, sex, socioeconomic background, you name it, has been impacted by depression. Recently, we lost Kate Spade and Anthony Bourdain, two very interesting, talented, well-traveled, and admired public figures, and tragedies like this are not uncommon. Money, fame, and all the adventures in the world don't make you immune to this illness. It leads to the deaths of over 40,000 people per year in the US, according to the Center for Disease Control and Prevention. That's why it's so important to seek treatment and guidance if your depression begins to interfere with your daily life. I've left links in the description to help you connect with mental health resources, as well as links for the stats I used. One more thing, I'd absolutely love it if you could comment below something that helps you relieve symptoms of depression or another condition so that we can all share some positive energy and encourage each other. Please share this video if you care about breaking the stigma around mental illness, and together we can try to make sure no one feels alone. That's going to be it for today. Thank you so much for listening and learning with me, and I'll see you next time. Bye.